Not today. Not dealing. Somebody's hurt. This could be you, or, you might need to recognize that the person you're dealing with is going through something. It might not even have to do with you, and they can't deal today. Avoiding conversation, call, person, boundaries, still angry. And then, of course, this could be you dealing with yourself. We must deal with ourselves. When we avoid dealing, we add to the problem. Makes it worse because it manifests in another way. Like, when you're driving along and you switch lanes and the person that's speeding thinks you cut them off, but really they're speeding. And so they honk at you. They're like, fucking cut me off. But really, first of all, they're speeding. Second of all, you're just switching lanes. And what happened was they didn't deal with something. And so they're taking it out on you in a whole nother scenario situation that has nothing to do with what they're going through, but it comes out and it affects other people. So you might not be dealing with something, but it's just oxymoronic. People, I guess, people get away with not dealing for so long. They might start to believe they never have to, or they don't know how to actually address the situation at that point. And so many other manifestations of not dealing it's like just the pile up of things that you decide to do by not dealing is just all these other things you have to do later. Anyways, not dealing. Somebody's hurt and avoiding a conversation. Somebody's still angry. Oh. Maybe somebody's ready to deal, but the other person is not. And then that is that sucks. So muster up that energy that it takes to shift and disconnect and focus on yourself. Take a breath, and then let a day or however much time goes by for them to then be ready to deal. And then at that point, you'll be ready to deal better because you'll have a different approach instead of in the heat of the moment. I'm trying to think of somebody that might be avoiding me or somebody that I'm avoiding, and the only ones I can think of are the ones like the spiritual assassins, the dark sorcerers. Like they'll never probably want to deal, but it's like, yo, just admit what you tried to do and failed at, and then we could all move on. But no, they're going to suffer in silence and make it all weird for the rest of eternity for me. Whatever, that's not for everybody's ears, clearly. Anyways, I know I've been tried by some special types of energies. I don't know how to describe them. And, I might be giving away too much information for the ones that are trying to extract something to use against me. But my consciousness has gone so far into like a subconscious to trying to discover myself, that I possibly set myself up in some sacred chamber with the dark sorcerers, and I was like, all right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to try me like this. I want you to come at me like this. I want you to try to kill me like this. It's like, did I tell them to do this? Because it's only making me stronger. I can't actually tell. I can't tell if like I set myself up from some sort of or if I don't know. Or if they really are on a whole nother side and they don't like me truly, and they truly did try to get rid of me and had no affiliation or alliance. But I think it's like a hidden alliance that it's like they only try the strong ones, because the weak ones aren't worth their. It's like, my point is, they might get away with doing this shit over and over and over, and all the darkness, because some sacred contract gives them permission, because they're digging for gold or the diamond. And so if and a lot of this has to do with free will, and we often allow ourselves to be it's like when you engage, it's like a unspoken agreement. It's like to disengage or to not engage anymore is almost that's almost like you just don't play the game anymore, and so they can't enter your energy. And so my other point is like narcissists or dark sorcerers that are trying to get you to think certain ways or do certain things or bend to a certain whatever. It's like, if it's like the dark against the light, and the darkness has not overcome the light, then in their eyes, they're not affecting you anyways, because the light always wins, right? So they can just keep trying, and they don't have to feel guilty if you break, because the ones that break clearly aren't the one, right? Like, because God doesn't break. And so it's like they're allowed to try to break people until they find the God particle within that's guarded, and then they discover the God particle, and you discover you're unbreakable. I don't know, you guys. Not today. So, I don't know. I've said this a couple times, that I was actually just so briefly acknowledged. They're like, hey, I got you wrong. I didn't know you were who you are. And And I was like, thanks. I didn't know either. Thank you. And then it's just weird. So, and then it's like, why would you want to connect with the ones that tried to spiritually assassinate you ever again? But it's this odd gratitude that they're the ones that ultimately made you overcome some things. I mean, the angels and the light, the guides of the light, they gently nudge you to grow as well. But the ones on the dark and the way that they fuck you up to grow, it's like you can grow a little bit from the angels and you can grow a little bit from the demons. And who knows who has helped the most. But it feels like we'll never know. Who knows?